Being a kid in the 90s meant spending most of your quarters trying to beat your friends in Street Fighter. The gaming community was filled with memorable players, but one kid seemed to eclipse them all. The legendary Tomo Ohira.
One of the greatest video game players who ever lived.
Tomo Ohira was this towering figure in Street Fighter 2.
A guy that legendary, that's the kind of guy you want to aspire to be.
So why did the champion disappear? In 1991, arcades went through a renaissance with the release of Street Fighter 2. The game re-energized the coin-op business, drawing people away from their home consoles and back to the arcades. Up until then, arcade winners were determined by the highest score. But with Street Fighter 2, players dueled each other in one-on-one competitions. The fierce matches and cutthroat rivalries made the game into a bona fide sporting event, turning champions into legends. And a group of all-stars was forming in sun-baked Southern California. To get this story started, we first need to understand that Street Fighter is a lot more than a bunch of button mashing. And who better to explain the complexities of the game than legendary players Jeff Schaefer and Mike Watson.
What Street Fighter is really is a chess game. They have 6 different buttons that you can push, and whether you're standing or crouching, the buttons are different. And so you have so much diversity of different punches and kicks in a fighting game.
Each character has their own specific moves. Those specific moves can be used in combinations. So there's so many different variations available in the game.
Based on whatever character I'm playing, I know what distance that character's weak at. So it's all about forming your game plan around staying at that distance to win the game.
You win.
This is the bread and butter of becoming exceptional at any game. That's Street Fighter.
And if you haven't guessed it yet, Mike and Jeff are really good at Street Fighter 2.
I became the best player in Orange County, and then eventually I got banned from playing because it was a foregone conclusion that I was gonna win.
I would beat everybody. There was no one I ran into that I didn't beat. You know, I was a little kid just shooting my mouth off all the time, but that was part of my strategy, actually. We always played to win.
The whole crowd was thinking like, wow, Jeff's on his own level, you know, no one can touch me. I was eating everybody for lunch. And that's when I met Tomo Ohira. He was about 13 years old, probably weighed about 90 pounds and was 5 feet tall. I mean, he was just like a kid.
He's a smaller guy, so it wasn't intimidating or anything, but man, he played lights out, no mistakes. It's just, his play is just amazing.
He's a gaming savant. You know, I must have spent over $20 in quarters to beat him one game, and I never beat him one game. I can't win one game off the guy. He's very much like Michael Jordan or Tiger Woods. They don't need to talk crap. They already know they're the best.
He was hands down the #1 player at the time. I was kind of dumbfounded by it. It was like Tomo, me, Jeff, and then 4th place is way down here.
And in 1994, the 3 participated in a super tournament to find out who was the best player of all time.
There was a big super tournament in NorCal that all of us went to.
It was like the biggest battle royale ever in the history of Street Fighter at that time. We're finally gonna find out, right? Is Southern California better than this group here? It was literally shoulder to shoulder, people packed in like sardines.
And you can probably guess what happened. Tomo won it all. But then something unexpected happened. The world's best Street Fighter 2 player completely disappeared.
He just quit. That was it. He never played Street Fighter again after that.
I felt a little empty, I guess. He was my competition. He was always the one that would beat me. He just finally walked off into the sunset.
Questions haunted the gaming community. Where is Tomo? Where is the champion?
Everybody asked about him for years.
His name rung out through the arcades in Southern California. Everyone wanted to find Tomo and play against him.
But they never got that opportunity. The original gaming savant was gone. So at this point, You're probably asking yourself, what became of the legendary Tomo Ohira?
This is my life now, getting balls out of the tree for the neighbor's kids. My name is Tomo Ohira. I used to play Street Fighter a long, long time ago. I was known as the first champion of Street Fighter, and the feeling was just incredible. I think people were a little bit surprised by me leaving kind of suddenly because I had such a passion for it. But eventually it went from, yes, I won, oh my God, I can't believe it, to, oh, okay, good, I didn't lose today, so now I don't have to be upset tonight. And that's when I fell out of it.
When we became adults, right, you don't have the 8 hours a day to put into becoming like he was when he was a kid.
He accomplished what he wanted. He left on top, and we played one final tournament, and he won, so he kind of walked out on a high note.
When something is done, I think you should realize it, face it, and let it go. So now, my passion is family. I have twin kids that are 2 years old, and as soon as they're old enough, I will hand them a gaming pad and see what they can do. Can you say, I win?
I win.
Yeah! Say it louder. I win!
I win.
Yeah! That's my life now. And if I had to turn the clock back and do it all over again, I would not change a thing.